Everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend, and I am excited to be bringing you the new Utopia of the Seas. It's not often that I get to do new ships, and so I'm super excited to be here on Utopia of the Seas. Before we get started with the full walking tour of Utopia, wanted to give you some quick highlights. I'm going to bring out my phone so I don't get these wrong, so you know what to expect when you come on the ship. First of all, she's only a few months old. She's been sailing since July 19th was her maiden voyage of 2024. And with that, she's now the second largest cruise ship in the world currently, as of where we're at September of 2024 now, because you have the Icon of the Seas. The Icon class is still bigger than the Oasis class ships, which Utopia is a Oasis class ship. She's gonna come in around 236,000 gross tons, which makes her quite large, with a max capacity of 5,000, almost 700 passengers that are going to be here with almost 2,300 crew members. So large ship, she's well manned, so she's got plenty of resources. And you know what? I'm really enjoying it here, especially on a weekend sailing. Royal's done a great job with everything, and I'm excited to bring you Utopia of the Seas. So welcome to the main dining room on Utopia of the Seas. This is one of the latest dining rooms that Royal Caribbean has put out, and I'm on deck 4. This is in the aft section of the ship. You'll see they have the classic design here with beautiful chandelier, massive artwork, and it does span 3 floors. So you've got a floor above, floor 5, and you've got the floor down below with the captain table in the very middle there. So this is, a beautiful restaurant. I came in here last night. Food, service, all fantastic. It is the same menu you're going to find on other Royal Caribbean ships. They don't customize it here based on the individual ships, sometimes out of ports, but traditionally the first 3 nights, and this is a weekend, is always going to be the same. I do recommend when you get on board, come and check out where your table is. Just see where it is so that it takes some of the stress off of being able to find it the day of, the first time you have to go in there, because everybody's looking for their table. The menus are also available outside, so you can see them on the board, or you can pull them up in the Royal Caribbean app. That is another place that you can see the menus for every single night and say, hey, do I want to go to the main dining room tonight, or maybe I want to do Windjammer or one of the specialty restaurants? Briefly going to pause. We have a new elevator system that's been rolled out on Royal Caribbean. It is on other lines, but you just simply press the number that you want to go to. If you are more visually impaired, press the handicap button. It gives you larger numbers. You can choose where you're going from. And then once you select the floor, it's gonna beep, which is something different. I don't know if you can hear that, but it will beep, drawing you towards the elevator. Coming over to the other side, you've got Utopia Station. And you've got a train board that is classic, one that if you've been to some older train stations, you will see a sign just like this. And it's over on the right-hand side. Now, you all know I am not normally scared to walk through a closed door. This is one that I actually am, because it is a whole setup and there's a lot going on. I tried to get in there the other day just to do a video while it was open, and unfortunately was not permitted entrance into it while the show was going on, and the show starts as soon as those doors open. So I wasn't able to quite get in there. But I did get some video from the outside, so I might be pasting that on top of here. All right, so we're in Coco Cay today, and the Casino Royale is wide open, and so we're not going to do a walkthrough in there, but on the right-hand side, you're gonna have your smoking section, and on the left-hand side, you're gonna have your non-smoking section. So I'm going to jump out. We're gonna leave the aft section of deck 4, and I'm gonna go to the front section of deck 4 and show you what's over there. So you see I'm now on the other side of the casino, and we are walking down the only hallway here. So this is a difference from other Oasis class ships. There's 2 hallways to get into the main casino on the left and the right side. Here, it is just on one side, which honestly, I think is probably a better use of space for this cruise ship. You'll see we're walking through where they sell the art. So this is Park West Gallery that they have in here. So I always tell people, I own Park West. I've got a few things from here, but make sure you're doing your research on the company and what you are buying, so you understand what it is. The most complaints that I see from here are people not understanding the process, what was happening, and what they essentially wound up buying. So here we've got Studio B, and you've got a box office. So the box office has a dedicated spot, and this is where the old hallway used to be. So we'll walk into Studio B. They've made some enhancements here. So this is now Open Skate, which just opened up, but you'll see that it is a skating rink, ice skating rink on a cruise ship, which is super cool. One of the new features here is they've got some of the amazing floor, or the rink I should say, they've got great projection on top of it. So when you come to see a show here, you're gonna have an immersive experience with the light show that's gonna be happening. Best seats are in this first area here. I personally love sitting up here at the top because you've got a little bit of a table and a better view, but you're going to sit here because the front is considered this side, or if you want to be closer to the front of it, it's already full, get one of the lower seats on the lower section and you're gonna have an awesome time. Coming back out, we've got a few different things over here. So we're gonna swing now into the Crown Lounge, the old Diamond Lounge. I don't know when I'm gonna stop calling this the Diamond Lounge, but this is the Crown Lounge, and you do need one of these fancy little cars to quickly get in. So you'll see you'll have a concierge who hangs out here who can answer any of your questions, but the most valuable thing in here is that coffee station you see over there, and they'll have a little bit of food for you as well. Super nice place. Oh, got some people who know who I am. Hey everybody, I gotta keep going. So coming to the other side now. Sorry guys, I wish I could have stopped in and talked to them more. I'll come back over there. I'm gonna swing you into the attic over here. This is where they do the entertainment. Oh, they've got the door turned off on me, so I can't get in there. So that's where the entertainment is. On this ship, on Utopia of the Seas, it's not where the late night entertainment is. Oftentimes, that's where the party's gonna be until the wee hours of the morning. It's not the case on Utopia because it is a party ship. It is a weekend cruise. And so all of the big events are over there in Studio B. Here we have the Casino Royale non-smoking casino. So this is a smaller casino. It again is open today, but that's where you're gonna wanna go if you wanna make sure that you stay out of the smoke smell. Even though the main casino does have a non-smoking section to it, you still will have some of that smell. So if you come over here, you're gonna be free and clear. Let's see if the doors to the Royal Theater are open. Give you a quick peek in here. Perfect. All right, coming through. This is the Royal Theater. This is where your all-in show is going to be taking place. And I will say that it was a fantastic show. I think I've seen it twice now. It's been here for a weekend and they've done a few shows of it. But it is a really good show and it is an immersive show. So you don't get a good view of the stage from here. So I would say don't sit in this main section. You don't want to sit all the way at the front in this theater because you want to make sure that you can take place in that immersive experience that's going to be happening. They've done a fantastic job on this ship, again, with lighting, with LEDs, with the projections. There's even special, drone effects that go in here. So you may have seen that on maybe an ice show on other Royal Caribbean ships. You're not going to see that in the theater here, and it makes it super, super cool. I recommend sitting in the balcony, but do not sit on the front row of the balcony because you see it's got that infamous bar there that it's going to be a horrible view if you sit on the front row. So sit on the second or third row in the balcony, and you're going to have a really excellent view. Coming back over, we're going to come out to the Royal Promenade now and show you where the heart of the ship is. So we are on deck 5 forward. So anytime you think about shows in theater, always the forward section of the ship. Food in the aft section. Coming out, so this is another quick entrance to entertainment place, where we were just at. Where all that entertainment is, that's how you can get to it. You've got boleros. So if you're looking for amazing Latin music, live bands, there is always somebody dancing in there. Can't imagine why, but it is always a party going on in boleros. You're also gonna have spotlight karaoke over here. This is where the karaoke competitions are gonna go. They're gonna do trivia in here. They did Family Feud. They do a few events in here. This is smaller than some of the other Oasis class ships, but it still gets the job done. People get packed in there, so if you wanna get a good seat, make sure you're coming in early. You see that there's a Starbucks over here. That Starbucks does not accept your vouchers if you are Diamond and higher, and it's not gonna accept your drink or your beverage package. So if you bought the deluxe beverage package, it's not gonna count there. You're gonna have Solaria, and then over on this side, you're gonna have the shop. This is where you get your logo items for Royal Caribbean. I've already been in there because you know what I bought? I bought my cruise ship model. And they're actually packaging them a little bit different, which I like. It seemed like it was a safer fit to be able to transport back home. You've got the port merchant, so if you want some duty-free liquor, cigarettes, that's gonna be your go-to spot. You've got the Irish bar, as always, the Bell and Barley over here, and you're gonna have live music that will play there as well. But this is gonna be where your best selection of beers is gonna be. So if you are somebody who wants a more specialized beer, you're gonna make sure you're heading to the Bell and Barley. You've got Sorrento's, which is the place where you can get snacks majority of the day and late into the evening. Coming over to the right is one of the few places on this ship you can get an espresso. That is Cafe Promenade. They're gonna have a little food items over there as well, but that will be there, and the Windjammer are the only places you can get espresso drinks on this ship. That will allow you to use your voucher and your drink coupon. So if you have those, go over there instead of going to Starbucks to save yourself a little bit of money. You're gonna have the next cruise desk. So if you want to get a little bit of onboard credit and save some money on your next cruise, make sure you're booking while you are on board. You've got the Rising Tide bar here. So this is the one that's gonna start here, and it's gonna go all the way up to Central Park, which you're gonna see in a little bit where that is parked at. But it's gonna take you all the way up there. It takes about 15 minutes from deck 5 all the way up to deck 8. Guest services, if you have an account issue with your CPAS card, your credit card, or maybe it's a hotel issue with something that's gone on, anything that's gone on, those folks over there are gonna be able to help you. One of the newest additions, and this has actually been, I'd say, a really good move on Royal Caribbean's part, the Pesky Parrot. Now this was the Bionic bar, and in some places it's the R bar. So you've got a little bird here that'll talk every now and again. So if you've got kids, they're going to enjoy it. The screen in the back does move, and they've got some frozen drinks on file over there too. But it feels like you're almost in like a Mexican bar. They've got the dollar bills hung up on the ceiling, and they've really done a good job of making it something special. Now I'm gonna cut on upstairs. If we were to keep going, you see down there through the elevator bank, we have the 5th floor of the dining room. But I wanted to quickly come up here to show you what is on deck 6. So this is where your shore excursion desk is gonna be, in addition to your pictures, your focus photo gallery. So if you have questions on those or want to purchase something, this is where you're gonna come to. Another favorite of a lot of people is the Schooner bar. So you've got the Schooner bar over here. This is where your piano man's gonna play. You've got trivia that's gonna go on up here. So the trivia on this ship has not been that terribly crowded. I think it's because it's more of a weekend cruise and people are just, they get going a little bit later because they stayed out late and had a great time. But it is still a solid bar. And over on the other side, you're gonna see this is where the concierge is gonna sit. And on this ship, it is one of my favorites, Ruby, who I've known for years. Super excited that I got to see her again as the loyalty ambassador here on board Utopia of the Seas. Coming outside, you've got the boardwalk. Now, this is where my balcony is at. I've got a boardwalk view balcony. So if you are somebody who needs the outdoor space, you're claustrophobic, you need fresh air, whatever have you, you're gonna wanna look at the boardwalk view balconies and the Central Park balconies. Ocean view balconies are a little bit more expensive. And if you're like me, you're watching those pennies, these get the job done just as good, and you can still kind of see the water. Check my channel for the room tour that I did. It'll show you everything you need to know there. Got an extension of the arcade over here. So if you want to pay to play, you can do that. And then you've got the doghouse over here, serving bratwurst and hot dogs, French fries, all that great stuff. Then you've got your carousel in the middle that the kids love. And honestly, kids at heart, I enjoy going on the carousel every now and again. Sugar Beach here is a place where you can go and buy more candy for your kids. If they need even more sugar, because they're not hyper enough on a cruise ship already, this is gonna be an awesome spot for them. You've got the kids logo shop over here, so that's where your kids' toys are gonna be. And the biggest kept secret is Johnny Rockets. This is where you can come for breakfast on board the ship complimentary and not have to pay any extra money. So over on the right-hand side, you're gonna have Playmaker. So if you wanna watch TV, there's a game that's on. They've got channels from all over and they can accommodate that for you. So I just peek in here quickly so you can see what all's going on. TVs galore. This is all outdoor dining or at the bar. They do have an indoor section on the other side that also has TVs right on the other side of those folks. So if you want to stay cool, because it is quite humid out today in Coco Cay, that's where you're gonna come to. So the ultimate abyss. I feel like This is gonna get mentioned a few times because there's lots of great vantage points to see this. This is where you're gonna get dropped off at if you come out here. So my room that I'm gonna give you a room tour for is, see if I can get my finger, it's right there, is where it's gonna be. So it is the first one facing the Aqua Show. So you don't have to get tickets to the Aqua Show. The Aqua Show is one of the biggest ticketed items that is here. If you don't get a reservation for it, come and stand in the standby line. Everybody so far has always made it in with the standby line. Their seats are all the same on this ship. So on other ships, the seats vary a little bit, but here they're gonna be all the benches. Sit in the front if you want to risk getting wet. That's where you're gonna go for that, because they will definitely splash you, but they're gonna be jumping from the highest points all the way up there at the top of the Crown and Anchor on the left and on the right-hand side. And you're also gonna have your rock climbing wall. So if you're somebody who wants to go rock climbing, you've got this on both sides of the ship. All right, so we are still on deck 6. So the boardwalk is in the aft section of the ship, or the rear. So again, when you think of food, think of your food goes to the rear. We are now stepping our way up to the forward section, but I wanted to show you some of the artwork that's in the middle of the ship here. They've done a fantastic job on Utopia of decorating the ship, and the artwork I think is really, really nice. We're gonna run into Vitality at Sea, and you're gonna see a few changes that are inside of here. The first being, there's no Vitality Cafe. So I'm used to coming on an Oasis class ship and having access to protein shakes, different healthy drinks, juices, even espresso. That is not an offering that they have here. They've reduced the space. They do have a full salon over here. If you want to get haircut, nails done, massages, you want any kind of really medical specialty treatment, they can help you out here at the desk. Coming over here to the left side though, the right side is where the massages and the true spa area is. I don't have a pass to get back there, and I think that might just be awkward for me to go back there with a camera on my own, but wanted to show you the gym really quick. This is a classic Oasis style gym and setup. I feel like though it has less machines in here than what you're gonna find in other Oasis class gyms. Like there's not as many rope cable stations, things of that. But it is brand spanking new. You can smell the newness on this equipment, which is nice. Over here, you're gonna have the easy access to the outdoor track. You're gonna have a stretching area in here, towels, plenty of machines. The one thing I'll say about the blue material here is it doesn't slide. Once you're on it, you are on it. Cable machines, which is one of my favorite things to use. And then you can have your true lifting area. They've done a good job bringing in several different benches. You've got one Smith machine, which is normal for any cruise ship at this point, and then some easy bar curling bars over here. Coming over, you've got one hidden piece of equipment. If you're looking to do assisted dips or pull-ups, this is gonna be your spot. Or if you just want a treadmill closer to the windows, you can do that. I'm gonna show you the secret room over here. I call it secret because they don't make a big deal out of this, but you also have a spin class on board this ship. So if you wanted to come and do a spin class on this cruise, they have been at 8:30 in the morning. And one thing that I love is that they have shoes for you. So these are SPD cleats, the two-pronged that they're gonna have in here. But they have, for a fee, you can come and take the spin class with no issue. And welcome to Deck 8 Forward. So this is Central Park. This is also the floor that I'm staying on for my stateroom because it is my favorite floor because of Central Park. They always do such a great job here, and this one's a little bit different than what you're going to find on other Central Parks. On the right hand side, you're going to see that you've got some fine regalia, you've got your jewelry shops, and then over here on the left, you're going to have a Zoomy. Let's see if I can bop in here real quick. I know that it's closed. Yes. Give you a quick peek. This is a Zoomy, so I'm just going to cut through a little bit. They make sushi here. They have expanded. Most of you may know this is Vintages where it used to be, but now it is Izumi, which is, you know, something that they're trying to make more of a thing these days. And you know what? I love sushi. I love Japanese food. You're gonna have your hibachi down here. So if you have a family, you wanna bring in some kind of an experience to do something, this is a great way to do that. Coming out here, you're gonna be in the middle of the solarium at this point. And one thing that they're doing is trying to make this more of an outdoor venue. On other Oasis class ships, they'll always have some music that they're playing out here. They'll have some things to do, but they're trying to turn it into more of a dining venue. So over here on the left is traditionally where your band is going to be. That's playing light classical kind of fare. And over on the right, you're gonna have Park Cafe that you see through there. In the evening, so right now it's gonna get ready to serve lunch here in a little bit. It does breakfast and lunch. So if you want something a little bit easier than the crazy Windjammer, this is a good place to come. And then this window here is gonna open up to serve food items in the evening. So that is a good place to go for food. If you just want some nibbles, that's gonna be a good spot. Coming over here to show you the other takeout option, you've got Azumi in the park. And so you can come over here and just grab some sushi to go and eat it at one of these tables, take it back to your room, whatever you wanna do with it, but it is grab and go sushi. Up top, you've got some dumplings, but more importantly, my favorite, you're gonna have bubble cones. I have not done one of those yet, but I imagine it's only a matter of time before that happens. I'm gonna come over to the other side, show you a little bit more of Park Cafe now that I can get into it. So here are their hours of operation for the 3-day. It is 6:30 to 9:30 a.m. and then noon to 5 p.m. Whoop, they are locked, so we will not be showing you that as they are getting ready to open and probably didn't want us to rush. Luckily, we're in Coco Cay today, so I think it's gonna be pretty easy to get in there. But take a look at the garden, and all this is live. This is all real, their plant wall that they've got over there. But this here is my favorite bar. This is the trellis bar because it is under a trellis. So I love being outside when I come on a cruise ship. I want to be outside. And so any venue that I can have that's like this, I am all about it. They don't have as much seating here as they do other ones, but it is still a really nice touch. You're gonna have Chops over here on the right that does have outdoor seating for you as well. And in the middle, you're gonna have the Rise and Tide bar. So it is the bar that goes from here, deck 8, all the way down to deck 5. It takes about 15 minutes, but it will drop you off in the Royal Promenade, or you can ride it up to Central Park. And then on the other side, you're gonna have 150 Central Park, which is another one of the specialty restaurants. I should say, everything on this level except for Central Park except for Park Cafe is a specialty restaurant, and you will need a reservation, and you will also need to pay extra in order to go there. Coming back inside, we are now on the aft section of the elevators on deck 8. And I wanted to show you the music hall. So this is turning out to be one of my more favorite places when I've got a little bit of energy here. And I like this group. The band on this ship, by the way, I can say, has been fantastic. The vocalist, everybody has just been really good. But this is a more sophisticated, upscale kind of environment. They've done a really great job of getting some additional chairs in here so that, you know what, more people can actually sit. I think that's been one of the problems in the past, is it's been tough to get a lot of people in here. You've got a sizable dance floor, but the reason that I come in here is because it's more people like me. Let me phrase it like that. It's gonna be more towards your 40s and 50s enjoying the live music. It also has a balcony section to it. So if we swing up the staircase here, you're gonna see that it's got my favorite place to sit, and you all who watch the channel often will know why. You've got some bar stools right around the edge that is here. So if you are a people watcher, if you like seeing people and watching them dance and having a good time and living their best life, this is gonna be an awesome place for you to come and sit. It's also a wee little bit quieter up here, but you see you get beautiful views of the boardwalk, the carousel, and all the way to the ultimate abyss that we've toured. Coming back around, you'll see they've got some screens here. They don't normally use those too terribly much unless there's something big going on. Pool table, billiards, in addition to, you're gonna have a bar here in the back. Welcome to deck 12 aft in the rear of the ship, where you're gonna have Giovanni's Kitchen. Got a little vino window here. I don't know that that opens. I can't get it to open right now, but in Italy, if we were there, that's where you would open that window and there'd be a glass of wine waiting for you. Coming over, you see classic Giovanni style decor and decorations. And then we'll walk you inside of here. They've made a few additions or enhancements to the venue. You're gonna be able to still see where they do some of their work, their pasta making. They do make that all in-house here. And it is a very relaxed vibe. So again, deck 12 for this one, and you're gonna be able to see out to the boardwalk is where you're gonna be. So this is all on the 8th floor, or excuse me, 12th floor where I am. This is all a hangout floor. So if you've got reservations, you want a bar, this is where you can come to. The espresso machine is only open in the evenings, though. You cannot come here in the morning for coffee, which I find a little annoying that they've reduced the amount of coffee machines or espresso machines on the ship, but at the same time, there's not been that long of a line in the Cafe Promenade. So I can see why they've maybe done that, or they're moving more people to Starbucks. Coming down below, you're going to see this is where the actual eating takes place. It's very well spaced out, so you're not going to feel like you're on top of people, which is nice for a restaurant of this kind, that they do give you that. If you have a private party, you can take that side over there on the end, and that'll give you some space. But something I think is really cool, and not a lot of people have done this, is the outdoor space here. Let's see if my camera lens fogs up, and it will a little bit, but they've got the outdoor space here that you can sit as you feel. It is hot, it is humid. Not a lot of people are gonna do this. Very few have done it on this one. I'm an outdoor person, I probably would. And you're also gonna have the balconies directly beside of you, watching you. So if you're sitting at this table, for instance, you see there is a balcony literally right there. Number one, I don't know that I would get that balcony, and I don't know that I would wanna get that table. All right, so let me turn off the camera because my lens is still fogged up, and we'll get that fixed for you. Welcome to the solarium. So we are now on deck 15 forward, all the way at the beginning of the ship. And this is where you can come for your relaxing environment here on board Utopia of the Seas. This is a party ship, so a lot of places are gonna be loud, it's gonna have a lot of noise, but in here, they keep it quite calm and quite peaceful. You'll also see that it is fully enclosed. So Oasis class ships are a little bit different here. Not all of them have the same type of solarium, but this one is fully enclosed and does have, you'll see up at the top there, some air conditioning ducts, so it is a little bit cooler in here than you may expect at certain times. You've got your solarium bar, which it stays open fairly late, and there's normally not a lot of people here. I've never understood it because I love this space. You're also gonna have the solarium bistro over here on the left, so if you want somewhere easy to grab breakfast in the morning, that is a great spot for you. And you have plenty of seating options here. Some more comfortable seats than you're gonna find elsewhere. You know, I love a seat with a cushion on it, and you're gonna find some of those in here, in addition to all of your normal lounge chairs. Plenty of places to get towels, so you see that we have a towel station here. Solarium Bistro is going to end, and then you're going to come over here to the View, which is an outdoor bar, and this place stays open extremely late as well, and it does have a good crowd. So if you want an outdoor experience, you've come on a cruise ship because you want to be outside, you want to be enjoying the environment, this is going to be your spot in the evenings. It's also normally open during the day, but right now we are in Coco Cay, so that is currently closed. Coming through here, you're going to see that we have multiple different pool options when you come onto Utopia. Currently, we're in the kids section, so if you have kids on here, you will see this is where they're gonna want to hang out. It looks very similar to other ships in size. They've got some additional slides to it. I'll step over here. So you've got, I'll call it the little kids area, the big kids area, and then you've got the slides over here for children as well. This ship is also split in half, so you've got people on the other side. There's a whole nother pool on the other side, and I'll show you that better once we get up to deck 16. You'll be able to see a better layout of both of the ships. So one thing a lot of people ask is, do you need to bring swim attire? So if you have a kid that can't swim or needs floaties, they're gonna have a vest here for them at the towel station. But the most popular place is Sprinkles Ice Cream. It is soft serve ice cream that, interestingly, does not carry sprinkles, which I find a little ironic, but it has a line most of the time. We're gonna cut into the middle section of the ship. So we'll just turn, give you a quick view of the backside. This is the other pool on this side. And it is the quieter of the outdoor pool. So you've got the solarium is gonna be the quietest. You're then gonna have this is gonna be your next quietest pool, where people come to hang out and is more of a relaxing environment. Switching behind, you're gonna have lime and coconut. They've done a really good job with the lime and coconut bars here and expanding those from what they've been in the past. And I think, honestly, making a better use of space. You're gonna have a big screen TV up on the top there. This is where they're gonna show live shots of the pool, and they've got certain events going on, belly flop competition or sexiest man. And the pool on your right is gonna be the party pool. So that's where I find most people hanging out, and it is a DJ day club kind of experience when you're in Nassau here. So the DJ goes right up there on that ledge, and he is pumping out what I thought was really good music for the cruise. Yesterday, even though we were in Nassau, the place was really packed with people. This other pool will be a little bit on the louder side. You see that there is some balcony seating here. I don't know if it's balcony, but you can get some good people watching in from there as well. And it is not reserved for a particular suite or Pinnacle member. Coming back over here, you're gonna see that we've got the first of the food options that we can talk through. So you've got the pear. I think this is what it's called. And I honestly don't even know what kind of food they have here. The menu, wonderful. Things that I'm not gonna be taking care of, but it is the spare tire. You can come here. I haven't been here when it's been open yet, but it'll be open today for lunch, it looks like. Coming back inside, so we're now at 15 aft. And as you all know, when you come to an aft section of the ship, you're gonna find the food. So, Windjammer, it is pointing us in the direction of the food. This is a centralized entrance for the Windjammer. Breakfast is kind of finishing up at the moment, so we're just gonna quickly peek inside here because it's probably full of people trying to get to Coco Cay. Just so you know the time, it is now 10:43 in the morning. And so weekends, it's a sleepy crowd, right? We don't get up and out and get going quickly. So I try to avoid people, but when you're on a weekend, this is kind of what you get. But it is a nice layout. It is a double-sided layout. So you've got the left and the right will be identical during peak hours. Both sides will be open. I'm gonna follow this gentleman and say that, you know, the one thing that I'll point out here is you've got all these stations again, same on the left and the right. There's seating through the windows there. You can see if you just walk all the way around, it does make a big circle. So you can connect going through there. But I will let you come in here and find everything that is here. But it is so far been a good buffet. And coming out of the Windjammer here, we're gonna have the Mason Jar over here on the side. And it is a specialty restaurant specializing in Southern comfort food, Southern restaurant food. So I'll pop you in here real quick. It is not open at the current moment. Excuse me, everyone. But it is a good atmosphere. They'll oftentimes have a live band. That's one thing a lot of people forget is when you have live music, this is one place you can come to get the live music. They're also known for their cocktails here. So they've got a different kind of selection. It does come at an additional cost, but as you see, it is very airy, very open. And they can get a good number of people in here. So I would recommend the Mason Jar. I've not been to the Mason Jar, but I think that it is a good spot from everybody that I've heard from. And welcome to deck 16 aft. We're in the very back of the ship looking at the ultimate abyss. So if you want to take the slide here all the way down to deck 6, where the boardwalk is, this will be your expressway to get there. Coming over here, you'll see we have beautiful views from Coco Cay or of Coco Cay today. So if you want a good photo opportunity, come to the back of the ship when you are in port. They always park in with the aft towards Perfect Day Coco Cay, and you can get some amazing shots from over there. Coming over to the other side, you'll see you've got the Utopia Playscape. So if you've got some kids, this is where they're gonna come. They're gonna go right down the stairs there, and you're gonna come and have a dedicated space just for them to be able to hang out. I'm going to take you back over here to the other side and show you the flow rider. So there are 2 flow riders that are on this ship. First off, you've got the only shaved ice that is here on the ship. Located here, it is for a small extra fee if you want to pay that, but it's the only place you can get shaved ice, so a good kid spot, if you will. If you are a flow rider, make sure you're checking the schedule and coming at off-peak time. Since we're in Coco Cay today, you see, there's not many people here, so you won't have to wait in such a long line, but with 2 different ones, it makes it super easy. Coming back over here, you've got the zip line entrance. So if you are someone who is a daredevil, you're a risk taker, there is a zip line set up over here that will run you from right there all the way over. You're gonna go deck 6 down below. We are now currently on deck 17, and you're gonna end up over in this section. You're also gonna have pickleball courts. So I think this is a new addition for Royal Caribbean. And I think that is well done. I was out here this morning at 7:30 and there were already people here playing. So it is extremely popular, it seems. So pickleball is taking the craze. You will see up here, you've got the Coastal Kitchen and the Suite Lounge. And then the suite deck is going to be right above that. I'm going to come over here, show you some ping pong tables, so there's plenty to do here. And then you're going to have your kid area, which I'm just going to say kid area. This is the teenage area. It is currently closed, but if they want to play, getting a little bit of a glare, apologies. See if I get even closer. Nope, that does not do it. So if you want to play an Xbox, you want to be, if you're 13 to 17, that is going to be the spot for you. Coming back over here to the other side, I wanted to show you the putt-putt on the ship. Now, putt-putt, it's not new to Royal Caribbean. They've got it on a lot of their ships. Oh, here's a good shot of the ultimate abyss. So that is your slide there. If you want to take that all the way down, that's how you're going to do it. Putt-putt here, I'm calling it out because most people will come and play this during the day. But what I will say, and you can't really tell it right now, this ship is fantastic with its lighting, with LED lights, colored lights. And it is just super pretty at night. So I would recommend coming out here after dinner, maybe before dinner, and taking advantage of the putt-putt course. I'm also going to walk you quickly over here to show you where we were earlier with Giovanni's kitchen, or Giovanni's table. That is the outdoor section that is there, which I'm a huge fan of. Not many people have sat there, probably because it's kind of the summer still and a little warm. So it's humid. They probably prefer air conditioning, but I personally would love being able to sit outside. We are now at Cantina Fresh and El Loco Fresh over here on the side. This is going to give you some really quick, easy food options during the day. So they have chicken burritos. My personal favorite is getting the chicken or a burrito here. So they are very, very good. And they're easy. You don't have to wait. It's normally a quick line. You grab and go, and you can take it back to your seat at the pool, and so you don't feel like you have to be gone from your seat very long to be there. We've also got an arcade on this ship, so if you have a kid or a kid at heart, this might be a good spot for them. It is a normal size arcade. Again, great lighting, plenty of games. These are all for a cost. So make sure that if you do have, especially younger children, that are going to be coming in here and playing, you put a limit on their card so you don't find yourself with a very large bill for your kids at the arcade, because they may not have a concept of how much they're truly paying for some of these games. Now we are on deck 17, forgive me. You have the casitas on the other side. I say 17, no, this is 16. Apologies, we're on 16. You've got this, what is this? The fourth quietest pool, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 pools. This is the 4th quietest. The reason I say that is because this is your DJ space right here. So they're going to set up shop right here, and they're going to provide plenty of music during certain hours. The lime and coconut, you get a really good view of it from up here on how they've expanded it. It is on both deck 15 and deck 16. So it is a good spot, and you see the overhang balcony there. You see the hot tub over there, like that's super cool to me, the way that it's got transparency so you can see through it, but something you absolutely need to know about. Down below, you are looking at Central Park. So if you have a Central Park balcony, this is your view. This is one of my favorite ships. It's normally quieter than the boardwalk balcony where I am for this sailing, but it's just a really good time. And it's kind of hard to believe that they have a park with true plants on board. This is going to be your more party pool, I call it, because I think that's, for whatever reason, where people gravitate towards. It's also going to be where they do certain shows. So the biggest man, not the biggest man, the world's sexiest man competition and the flop competition is going to be hosted there. So that's probably one of the main reasons why you're going to have more party people there. And it can be quite crowded on Utopia of the Seas. These casitas here on the left are rentals, so you can check those out. They're going to come with food. You still have to buy your own alcohol and all that good stuff, but it could be a good deal for you depending on what your situation is and if you want some shade. But there is decent shade. I mean, the overhang here is going to give you a wee little bit, but as you see, a lot of chairs are not in the shade. These are all first come, first served, by the way. So the eggshells here are whoever gets to it first. That's going to be the person that's able to sit there. So I say give it a whirl, especially if you're looking for some shade. It's pretty easy and it's close by the pool. Here again, I promise you views of what it's going to look like to have the sections on the side with the kids area. And this is what you're going to see. Continuing walking on down, There is another youth area up here, and it looks pretty empty upstairs. So I might head up there and go ahead and show that to you. On other ships, this is the suite lounge, but that is in a different location on this ship. This is going to be the patio. So this is where teenagers can go and hang out, and they have their own private location. There's no pool up here. That's the downside to this, but it is kind of close to the pool. You see it's the patio, ages 13 to 17. Let's see if it's open. I see the lock here. It is not. And I assume my C-Pass is probably not going to work for this. They may have regulated this. I didn't realize that was a thing. Yep, I do not have access. So we're not gonna show you that. But they've got a hot tub, they've got comfortable seating. They've got basically just a place that they can wall off and be teenagers, which I think is always a good thing. You've got extra chairs, so look around the ship. If you don't wanna be in the madhouse, you already hear how the volume of the music has come down here. So this is a quieter area. I will also tell you that if you are on this ship, it's gonna be louder. I have heard multiple people comment on the volume of the noise here. Music is louder. Everything's a little bit louder. I don't think it's a bad thing. It is a weekend cruise, and they're trying to give a certain energy and hype it up. So you're gonna find it's just naturally going to be louder. The promenade, I think, is where I've seen it the most, but all the music here is a notch or two higher than you're traditionally gonna find it. Good morning. You've got Hooked, which is one of my personal favorite seafood restaurants. So I say seafood restaurants. This is the only seafood restaurant at sea. Keep me honest in the comments, but it is a super coastal feel, and the food here is fantastic. Let me turn so you get a little bit better lighting. You'll see that it does have a bar here. You've got great seating, and it's going to overlook the Solarium Bistro. So I'm going to show you this. So this is where I was saying come for breakfast in the morning. It's probably the highest end complimentary breakfast that you're going to find. And then in the evening, it's gonna turn into a Mediterranean bistro, which the food is a lighter fare. So if you don't want to eat something extremely heavy, that's the location of where you're going to want to go to. So we are now on deck 16, heading up to deck 17. So you'll see this is where the suite section starts. And you can tell that the ambiance already changes. So when you come up here, it is gonna feel more elegant. This is the ship within a ship model. So you're gonna have suites over on that side, and you're gonna have suites on this side. We're gonna come over here, because this is where the coastal kitchen and the suite lounge is going to be at. Now these doors oftentimes will have a card reader that you need to just tap your card there. If you have access, it will let you in. In this case, don't be like me. I tried it for a few times, and then thought my card wasn't working, when in actuality, it's broken. So the card isn't meant to work. You just pull on the door. So if your card's supposed to work and it doesn't, try opening the door. Good chance it might be unlocked, unless they fix it. Not recommending people without access come in, by the way. Just throwing that out there. That I didn't come in one time because I didn't think I could. All right, coming down to coastal kitchen and this suite lounge. Again, this is for suites, and so when we say suites, it is grand suite and higher. Grand owner, crown loft, royal, family, all of those. The junior does not count. So you've got your suite section over here, and it's gonna have all sorts of little foods and nibbles you can get, and most importantly, the coffee station. This is what most people love the most. You've got your wonderful concierges over here. They'll be able to help you out with just about anything and try their best with it. There's 2 people on board. Hello, hello. Let me swing over this way so I have better lighting. And coming over to this side, you'll see this is by far one of the most elegant places on the ship. It is beautifully decorated. I love the decor. It looks like it came from a very high-end retailer that, you know what, I personally would like to frequent and do my house on as well. Coming over here, you've got Coastal Kitchen. This is the, I'll call it a specialty restaurant for your suites. So if you're a Pinnacle member or have suite privileges, you're gonna be able to come in here and dine, and the food is a healthier fare and it is a better fare than what you're gonna find in the traditional dining room. You do need reservations for here because it does have that specialty vibe, but they do a great job of trying to accommodate everybody and get you in closest to the time you're going to want. But that will be your maitre d' up here at the front, who's glad to help you out there. All right, so leaving the Coastal Kitchen and the Suite Lounge on deck 17, we're gonna come one floor up to deck 18, and this is gonna be where you've got more suites, but more importantly, you've got the suites sun deck. In this case, the card is needed to open the doors. Careful, they don't open at the same time, and I about got knocked by one of them. because I thought only the left side was going to open, stepped up and did the right one opened, and I think I almost got hit. But just throwing that out there. Luckily, I have cat-like reflexes. Coming through, one thing that I find odd about these ships and the suite lounges is these are really nice suites over here that are directly beside of, it's not a main hallway. Luckily, you do have to have access, so it doesn't get too terribly loud. But you're going to have more people in this hallway than you anticipate. The rooms are still gorgeous. I've been able to peek into a few of them. They're amazing. One thing about this ship too I'll call out is these green buttons, they actually use them. So if you want to get out and you see one of these little guys, you just simply have to tap it and the door will open for you. So this is the suite deck, and it is first come, first serve. They're going to have their own towel service here. You're going to have plenty of cushioned and amazing seats and views of the rest of the ship. So it's going to look down on the pickleball court that we saw earlier. You see the ultimate abyss back there, and putt-putt and the boardwalk. So this is a super neat area. For weekends, you're not going to see many people up here. Maybe on Nassau Day, you'll see a few people up here. But, I mean, we're in Coco Cay now, and everybody's enjoying the island, so it's super quiet. If you're here on a 4-day, you're probably going to find that the sea day, this area is going to be packed. So you're going to want to come up here a little bit earlier to make sure that you're getting one of the more comfortable seats, especially if you want one in the shade. And they have these, cute little pillows here. The other thing that I'm going to call out is you do have a pool over here that you can enjoy. So it's not much of a pool. It is more of a plunge kind of situation. If it is a sea day and it's rocking and rolling, that water is also going to be moving, and you're going to be moving around in there as well. And you've also got some chairs up here that are going to give you a little bit of water. I personally don't understand those chairs and whose body type they're designed for, but I'm personally not a huge fan and think that I'd rather just sit in the water myself. So if you stayed with me this long, let me know down in the comments what you think. Now, I will admit, making this video, I feel like it's really disjointed as I filmed it today. There was a lot going on the ship, but I will be back here in November. And so if I need to redo this, let me know in the comments if this isn't as good as some of the others or what you think or areas of improvement. But Utopia is a beautiful ship. Hopefully I captured some of the essence of her. She is a classic Oasis class ship, but she has all the improvements of a brand new ship, some new touches and things that honestly, I'm really enjoying. So this very well could be the ultimate weekend cruise, but there'll be another video coming on that I'll hopefully link right here. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser. Hoping to see you on a weekend cruise soon. And if you want to cruise with me, make sure you go down and sign up for the Group Cruise newsletter to stay up to date on everywhere I'm going to be and how you can join me.